Fair
Hey
enough.
everyone, Happy New Year's and welcome to another episode of Open Mouse Podcast.
That's a
With yours
fact.
truly, Professor Jazz, and my co-host here, Dr. Scorpio. Say hello, Dr. Scorpio.
Salute, man. Salute to y'all, man. It's been a little bit, man. It's been a little bit.
It's been, but there's been a lot going on.
It has, but you know, nothing. We ain't really let shit slip through the
We've been
cracks.
sick.
We just,
I've
you know,
been
what I'm saying?
sick, and it's just been bad.
It's been a lot, but when you sick, that's when you can really do the most. Like kind of scrolling, and you could kind of see what's going on, see what's
Yeah,
happening. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit has happened so far since the year's just literally what is this, the third or something?
but
It's
it's
a lot of
like
shit that's already
like
happened.
what we're gonna go ahead and do in this new year. We want to make sure that we do expand this podcast, and we're gonna be doing a lot of different things this year. We're gonna add, of
That's a big
course, our real topics. We're gonna have some serious topics. We're gonna start today with a topic, but we're gonna also have poetry night. We're gonna have what sex scandals, and then
Mhm.
we're gonna do different little things. So I hope you guys do tune in all this year and watch us grow.
And we have a lot of stuff, in the works, that's, gonna be major moves. So hopefully sooner or later we can start announcing some of this other stuff we're doing. So the artists be prepared for that. You know, yeah, any of the small businesses, please, what I'm saying, we gonna work should reach out to some of you guys. Any business want to get reviewed on here or want to just have your business, promoted. Especially if you work in the sex industry or if you just do any type of adult products, whether they lifestyle products, whatever they is, like we here. So we definitely gonna be reaching out to y'all. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, definitely. Because we want to make sure we get to learn about your business, what you do, help you
Right.
promote, and educate other people about what you do.
Big facts. I
And
mean, with that being said, man, how you feel about the first topic?
man, the first topic. So this law just came in effect, like a lot of laws in the beginning of the year. And
Okay.
this one is the porn restricted laws. They're trying to age restrict porn sites, and they have already started with a few states. They started with North Carolina and Montana, and then it actually passed a total of 8 states, and now introducing it to more states. They want to go
Right.
ahead and have the age verification before you enter a porn site to watch porn. What you think about that, Dr.
I
Scorpio?
think it's crazy. It's just the first thing that came to mind. Honestly, when I first seen this, I figured that they were having like a rampant problem or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it has to be some type of thing or something happening or occurring that making niggas think if this is a precaution they got to take with the shit. It
And they
must be
have
like
to.
bad. It must be bad. Like because I mean niggas talked about all type of like you know porn censorship and all type of stuff, but it's like for certain states to do it, it must be certain problems that's happening. Um,
Well,
you know what I'm
like I
saying?
said, 8 states have already passed it. There's 10 that are introducing it. This could be where it's gonna be throughout the whole United States.
Hmm.
They're trying to restrict it, and basically, what you have to do is you're gonna have to verify through, ID verification. Just like a lot of sites now, they want you to verify with your ID or facial recognition, and a lot of people are not liking that because you were able to go there without people knowing that you go on it, basically, unless if you're gonna pay, for the premium.
Okay, and so this is what state was this? This was North Carolina, right? Or
It
was it?
started with North Carolina, and actually North Carolina banned it already few days before the law took in effect.
Okay, because I got something here and I'm looking. It looks like this is actually something they've been trying to do for a while. Okay, I thought this was something that
Yeah.
kind of happened. So each state has slowly been trying to,
Exactly.
put a due to, Okay, makes sense.
And some people do think, of course, it's good. I mean, we have to understand that it's so easy to access porn on your phone.
Hmm.
Almost everyone has a phone, even a little kid, a little child. You send your kid in kindergarten with a phone already.
Right,
And in reality, come on, a lot of parents are not going to restrict the phone, or they forget, or they just don't do it.
right,
Some do, and they restrict the phones, but there's ways around it. Sorry.
right. No, you
Um,
good.
but the thing is, it's so easy to access it over your phone. I mean, you have the internet, so you could go ahead and access anything over the internet. Why not porn? So that was a big thing that they've been talking about, because basically it's to protect the children,
Hmm.
because it's not just phones. They have iPads, tablets, and there's so many different ways that all they need is the internet.
Right. And
So
so, right.
go ahead.
No, I'm just now I'm kind of understanding it, like, because as we're doing certain things, I'm actually watching certain things about or seeing certain things that these like maybe some of these guys are in legislation and they're talking about like the laws that they're trying to pass. Like, let me see if I can pull this one up.
Right.
They talking about certain laws that they want to pass and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, so I actually, I see how a lot of people, um, I don't know, just have fell into just that thing where you just kind of don't really care about what is happening across the states. You just kind of just be nonchalant about it because this stuff has been happening for like the last 3 or 4 years. You know what I'm saying? And as I'm reading it, you know what I'm saying. So they're talking about it took effect January 1st. Can you see this right here?
Yeah, I can see it. Can't
Yeah,
see
it
the
says
words that much, but I can see it.
yeah. What'd you say?
I said I could see it.
Okay,
The
it's
words
ba-
are blurred.
Oh, okay. It's probably it could be this
No, but
site.
it's good.
Um, yeah, it's basically just saying a lot of this has already took
There
place,
we go.
and it's been some bills and stuff that has already been taking place. Um, and it had a lot of votes, and it's something that they trying to put on. They cut access to some of the major sites too. So I guess like Pornhub and shit, you probably got limited access in certain states. And it's you ever notice too how crazy it is? Like they have the power kind of to do that. Um, they have like the power to basically be like, yeah, limit access in certain states based off like your geographical location. So like certain gambling apps only work in certain states for certain like features. So like sports betting and stuff, they had to go through
Right.
different state legislation for those things. You know what I'm saying? So that it can be legally, um, you know, um, allow people to use these platforms to bet and use money. So it is just interesting how this shit is going. Like, I just feel like it must have been a problem for them as well. So some of these states probably are trying to rebrand the image of like,
Well, you got to
you know,
understand again.
cities and
It's
stuff.
really just targeting because children have access to the internet. So they're trying to keep things under control. Again, there is younger, children that are having sex. Getting pregnant
That's
really
true.
young, and and it has a lot to do with watching porn on your device, your phone or your tablet, because you're exposing them at a very young age to that, and you don't know how it will go ahead and mentally affect them.
Some niggas, you know, just you just getting caught up in just like I said, you don't even be caring about some of this stuff because you're so focused on like whatever else. But like apparently, like I
Right.
said, it must be something where maybe certain kids are getting caught up in certain stuff or certain cases of rape.
Right,
I've been
exactly.
watching a lot of this, like
And
they
that could be
catching
it,
this.
because
Yeah,
we don't know how it's going to mentally affect a child, because it could be like I said, it could be lead them to having sex at a very young age,
Easily
getting
do that.
pregnant or getting somebody pregnant at a very young age. Maybe they're trying to control the STD diseases, stuff like that. There's so many things that they were thinking about this for a while, and they were trying to push it, and it finally has passed in some states.
And that's
Of
what's
course.
crazy. Yeah, like, and I've been thinking about everything that's been happening with just generally the laws that have been passed with the further a lot of girls are going through the abortion shit still, depending on where they live. And then you got
Right.
now these laws. It's like they're trying to control the sex industry to a degree, or make them you know
Well,
um,
I guess I tried to go ahead and control a
these
little bit,
these
because it
conservative
has gone
states.
out of hand.
These conservative states. Yeah, I get that's what I mean. Like, because we don't live there, so stuff just goes under the radar for me. And now that I see, that's why I had to take a second and just kind of see what was
Yeah.
happening. It's like it's a lot of states that are, I guess they are all, they want to probably do like some conservative rebranding or something. You know how these different states they make commercials, they have advertisements, they're tourist attractions. They want people to come visit. They don't want their state to be known for like the highest prostitution rate of young women or something per se, or something like that. They don't really want that, or they don't want it to be known as the sex state or some shit or
Right.
whatever. So maybe they want to rebrand or something. So I don't know, but if it helps the kids, you know what I'm saying, steer clear, you know what I'm saying, of shit they don't need to be involved with until they have aged. And I'm
Well,
beyond
and that's the thing. I mean,
that.
one thing I know is like, it was restricted a long time ago. It
It
was
was.
harder because we didn't have the devices that we have now, the technology we have now, the access that we have to it right now. And yes, people are still going to be upset because, they don't want people to know that they're in there watching porn, because from watching
Hmm.
porn and they're watching whatever you're watching, they're tracking everything.
Hmm. Hmm.
And people don't want to do that. I mean, a lot of them just choose to go ahead and just hop on and watch the free videos instead of paying to subscribe, because they don't want to be known.
I
It's
think
still that
that's
people
about
think it's like
90% of people.
embarrassing, or
That's
people
ninety
shouldn't know
percent
that
of
you're
people.
watching porn. Okay, everybody watches porn. Come on. They watch porn, they do something. They do something
So
by themselves.
you be making accounts on these porn sites. You make
Me,
Yeah, you make
me,
accounts and be like,
I
okay,
know.
Jazz, yeah, 7887 or whatever the hell.
It's like, damn
You,
it.
you making profile pics and commenting on it with these people. Like,
There
nah,
you go. That's what I've been
niggas
doing.
trying to
They
niggas trying to get
automatically take my monthly payment every time from my card. No.
nah, they damn near you in and out of there, man. You ain't trying to do nothing on there. You ain't trying to look at nothing else. In and out, boom,
But
you
look
gone.
how easy it is to access it. If you go, people who go on the regular internet, or they go incognito, supposed to
Funny as
hide
hell.
everything, you know. So people go on, and all you have to do is type up Pornhub or any other site, and it pops up. And what they used to have on some of them, they'll just
Mm,
say you're over the age of 18 or you're younger. Well, who's gonna
right.
press younger? Come on.
Well, I guess that yeah, because I was just thinking to myself like, okay, like with those certain like I said, the gambling apps, they literally disable it, so you can't use those features if you live in a certain state. So like for them, if you talking about a nigga, just say check yes or no, are you 18? You know what I'm saying? The little nigga gonna say yeah. You just gonna click the
They're
yes
not
button.
gonna say, yeah, I'm under 18. They're gonna click that they're over 18, even though they're not.
Right.
Besides,
So
the phone
I
is
don't
not
know.
under their child's name, it's under the parent. So if they were trying to, do all that, it
It
wouldn't be
maybe it's
linked to a child.
maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. I honestly, it's because you putting it, you actually like you're making me understand like exactly what it's going to look like. So if a kid is in North Carolina and they limit access to certain sites, they probably just will. like you said, just kind of limit the access to those sites, depending on like I said, where the person is. But other than that, if there's anything else that's there, they just gonna be able to get on that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
guess whatever works for, you know what I'm saying. Like I said, just taking care of the kids, making sure they cool. I'm cool with that. I support that. But like as far as just you know, the conservative stuff per se, that's probably just something they trying to do, like for an image maybe, and to kind of, you know what I'm saying, monitor, you know,
I
more
mean,
so just what people do. Shit.
right. Exactly. They're going to monitor what people do. As soon as you sign into the site, say they do the ID verification and you watch porn, they're going to watch what you're watching. They're going to see what you're watching. So there's no privacy.
That's true.
Again, you know, that's going to basically the way it's going to be. They're going to lose a lot of people watching.
That
Or
I guess that's really the point. You know what I'm saying? They don't. They you know
or
they
there's
like
gonna
I
be
said.
people that are not gonna care and they'll do the ID verification because that's how, like I said, a lot of other sites. There's a lot of sites that you had to do ID verification.
Now that okay, so now you're making it okay. So because it does say age verification, it doesn't necessarily say it's going to make you put your ID in. Now that's different. So if it does
I don't
that,
know. Have you
okay.
tried it?
Nah, I ain't saying nothing about.
I'm gonna go ahead and see right now so we can see what goes on. Okay, we're gonna try this because
You
I
said
really do
it's
want to see how far. Because what they say, like one of those sites I know that I just read about. It's
mhm.
called Hamster. Let me see.
Okay.
Hamster has that that age verification. So
What it just say? Are you 18 or something?
actually, no, I didn't. I think it was Hamster. I can't remember. I have to try to remember because it did say you need ID verification. You had to click there, and
Right.
okay, so already a lot of sites just say, if you're over the age of 18 or if you're under and you click on one, right?
Right.
So then depending, I don't know. I gotta see. Gotta find one. But I mean, it's gonna piss off a lot of people, and maybe it's gonna go ahead and have people not go into those sites, or they just might.
It just depends on, like I said, how they do it, and if it's a real step towards making sure people are of age when they go to the site. So, like you said, if they do like an ID thing, that would totally change how it would work. Because if you had to put an ID in there to really enter the site, then yeah,
Yeah.
but that's pretty
Oh,
invasive. I would say
I'm trying
that's
to
pretty.
find one.
It's pretty invasive. Maybe you would have to be a member, and in order to be a member, then you got to do. I don't know, but that's
Right. Maybe you have. But I mean, it's still, a lot of sites that's still accessible. But like I said, if already 8 got approved, 10 are trying to introduce it, that's already, 18 there. That's almost half of the United States. So it's
Mhm.
not going to take long, maybe in another year or two, where all states are going to ban it, where you're going to have to verify.
That's pretty crazy. And if that's pretty invasive too. So if they do make you like have to do that, that's pretty invasive. But like I said, I would have to see like how it is, like
Yeah,
how
I'm
that
trying
would
to
really
find
work.
one, but I can't find one.
It's probably not gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Hold on, I'm gonna Google it first.
Well, when it comes down to it, I think if it does happen to have, let's say 10 more states jump on board, I'm definitely gonna be like, okay, this must be something that is involved with a bigger thing.
That it could be a bigger problem that we have, you
Maybe it's
know.
about really monitoring people further monitoring people and what they do. So maybe there's things, but at the same time, I don't know. Like I said, if it's a real plot to help kids, I'm with it. But it seems like maybe it's become an issue in some of these states that
But
they've
if
been
they're
like,
gonna do that, then they need to go ahead and start censoring other things too. Come on. So, okay, fine, porn. They shouldn't be watching porn, but then they're watching violence every day
that's
on social media, on TV.
yeah, it's definitely violence out here. The video games and stuff for sure, and the movies and shit. So that's true. That's definitely true. Um, the censorship shit has been like somewhat ongoing struggle. So it's like if you a kid and you want a certain game or something, and it's like okay, I'm gonna just tell my older brother to buy it, or I'm gonna find a way to get it through whatever way. Niggas find a way to get it. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, it's like it doesn't even really matter. Like a lot of kids probably just bought certain movies and games and shit, and they parents didn't know, and it was just never a thing. Like I know we all did whatever we had to do, so that's why I
Well,
mean,
yeah, I mean that's the thing though. Okay. Now,
right,
back then, back then, we only had TVs. And we had actually
true,
a lot of people remember that on the Disney Channel, it was Disney during the day, and at a certain time at night, it would turn to the after the porn, right?
the girls going wild
But
girls.
it will be squiggly lines like you couldn't really see, but it was still accessible to a child
That's true.
through that channel.
That is true. I thought it was it depends on where you at. Everybody had that certain channel that
Right,
turned
that certain channel that at late night at a certain hour, it would
turned
change
into
to the porn site,
where
porn channel.
the sex talk shows and shit. All this crazy shit. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's just what it was for us. So, like you said, they getting their own exposure to it, and I guess they feel like any real child is not supposed to be up at 2 or 3 in the morning. So, if your child is up at 2 or 3 in the morning, you know what I'm saying, you didn't put them to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happens. I mean, hey,
So this is what started it. It said basically, and this was, they cut access to North Carolina first. And basically, what this stated, Pornhub stated that this is basically a safety for our users, and it is one of our biggest concerns. We believe that the best and the most effective solution for protecting children and adults alike is to identify users by their device and allow access to age-restricted materials and websites based on that identification. Until a real solution is offered, we have made the difficult decision to completely disable access to our websites in North Carolina. Not just Pornhub, but RedTube and YouPorn. Texas, Virginia, Louisiana, Arkansas, Utah, Mississippi, and Montana has also passed similar laws.
gotcha.
And this took effect on January 8th. But like I said, they banned it earlier in North Carolina before even the law took effect because they were ready to stop this. When the laws went into effect in Louisiana, Pornhub saw its traffic drop by more than 80% in that state.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was going to drop. It's a risk they're taking, but it's dropping, and there's no real solution, but they're trying to somehow verify
Right.
your ID. I mean, how else are they going to verify your ID?
What exactly is happened? It's like I feel like what has happened that made niggas even just. It just has to be some type of problem or something down there. I don't know, like, or just like even in these other states. I mean, like, what's the real goal? I guess for the children, I get it, but like, is it a certain thing that's happening that we don't know too much
Well,
about?
and that's something that they couldn't track. Pornhub could not track who was actually watching their videos.
Okay. I thought they
So
would. I mean,
again,
any site you can try. I mean, you know. So I mean, I don't know. That's what I mean. Like I don't know. It sounds to me like it's like crazy to know. It's like an extreme push for this. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, crazy, crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm tripping off the fact that the push is this big. That's what makes me say it has to be something else. You know, for it. You know, there has to be something else that has happened or something to make them push this hard to make sure this happens. That now it makes more sense. Like versus just saying they just gonna check everybody's age before they get in there. They gonna really make sure they identify you through your device. And I guess depending on like I guess so Apple per se, you know, your Apple ID or something, maybe.
maybe your VPN, your
Or just
VPN is
well
attached
I
to your name,
to
your
be real
verification.
to be real though, I think Apple has this feature where it changes the VPN every time you get
Well,
on.
and that's what they were talking about. Since it's been banned in North Carolina, all they have to do is try to access a different VPN that doesn't track them, you know?
Right. And then they could do whatever they want
And
to
the
do.
way kids are now, the younger generation with technology, oh, they get around that quickly.
Yeah, because you could easily just be like, you know, whatever. That makes
So,
sense.
yeah, although, again, Pornhub is supporting where, again, for the safety for the children and other adults, um, they rather see the drop right now, and they hoping that people will be comfortable in finding a way to identify them so they could access their porn sites.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, I mean, shit. These dudes, man, it's definitely
We're
them
gonna
niggas
see
doing
how
it.
this goes though, because
No,
again,
yeah, I didn't know it was that serious, but hey, salute.
it has been that serious. Again, we came from, like I said, even back then when we were watching on TV after the Disney Channel, after the Disney show, we were still able to access it. It was
Right.
just on TV. So it's been a problem where maybe, it's not the way they have society. But again, if we're just stopping porn, why not stop having them access to watch violence? We should ban the news then,
Hmm.
because they're the ones that see a lot. They create a lot of this media where we see all this violence. That's affecting our children too.
A lot of stuff is definitely bad as far as how the media has been, you know, given, you know, or how the media treats children per se.
Yeah,
Like I said, it's like basically it just if you're not gonna watch your kid, man, they gonna do it. And so if it's three
right.
in the morning and your kid is up, they're gonna catch those programmers. You know what I'm saying?
They
Because they
are.
shouldn't be up. You know what I'm saying? So it's shit like that where you know it's only so much you can kind of blame them for how they do
Right.
stuff. They it's nothing they can do. They put programming on for the kids in the morning, and if you're not gonna put your kid to bed after 9, they're gonna have adult shit on after that. You know?
Right.
So
And like I say, a lot of us don't do that parental thing on our when we give a phone to a child or a tablet.
right.
Sometimes we do, but then it's just too much of a hassle to do. You had to go through all the sites. You had to try to block certain sites and all that stuff. So, or sometimes we even give them our phone at that moment because just to keep them quiet. You don't know what they're accessing. You're busy doing something else.
That's a fact.
We tend to use now the devices to entertain our children.
Hmm.
Even video games are very violent, so why not ban them, right? I mean,
They went through. It's been a lot with that. It's you know, it's been better though that Maybe it's because again, I'm from a different generation than the kids now. So the kids now have a different. They're dealing with
Right.
different stages of the censorship of like the violence and stuff in the video games and stuff. That's what I mean. So it's different now. They definitely can just order the game. Any
Yeah.
game they never have no. You know what I'm saying? You just log online to get the game wirelessly. And
I mean, I will remember when I would go to the store, the video game store, GameStop, and basically I would just go in basically so then I could go ahead and take the game because the kids wanted to play Call of Duty and Modern Warfare, all those games. And they tell you right there, well, the restrictions on this, blah blah blah. And you don't really think about it. It's like a video game, but apparently it does a lot.
Call of
You
Duty
know,
definitely.
it
Yeah,
has been known, sometimes there's been this shooters that relied, they went from playing video games like that and they kind of used that. So why
yeah.
not ban that?
They have went through a lot with that. Like, trust me. I mean, uh, it's, it just depends on like certain states. Like they even have went through certain like age verification processes on how the person gets the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like when you're in the like when you were in the store and you used to go
Yeah,
buy the game. I mean, people still go out and buy the games, but a lot of them just like I said, they pay online and get it. Just download it. You know what I'm
but
saying? So
here's another thing though.
it's always been
In
a problem.
other countries,
So
it's different.
yes, some countries don't even they release whole different versions of the game for
They
certain
have
countries.
it more open to nudity and porn and stuff like that.
Mm,
Um,
yeah,
certain
I know
certain countries,
Australia. They definitely. Well, I remember when GTA 6 or GTA 5 came out.
uh-huh,
Um, Australia, they had to make them release a whole different version of the game that was less violent.
right. And
You know
see,
what I'm
different
saying?
countries are more
And
restricted
then
than others.
and then
Some
it
are
had
more open because I know when I
right,
gone to France, it was weird watching a shower commercial and it showed the woman's whole body
right,
compared to here they only show her from above or the legs, the arm, but never the breast or
right.
right, none
And
of
that's
that.
specifically because they know kids gonna be definitely watching some of
And
those
over there
daytime TV. You know?
they had commercials like that, movies, shows, they showed everything.
Right.
And at that time, the first time I saw it, I was 16. And so it surprised me that it was like that.
Right.
And they're more open, but they have kids are more, I guess, aware
Hmm.
of things, because there's very less teenage pregnancies. There's not that many. But like I said, that's just certain countries. Like you
Hmm.
said, some other countries are more strict
Right.
because
Right.
apparently for things going on. So,
Yeah.
like
I
you
mean,
said,
because some stuff is like I actually really have enjoyed all the new like clips of certain games like even like Mortal Kombat. It's like a real violent game. It's
yeah.
been super dope watching all the new stuff and stuff, but it is really violent. So it's like I can only imagine, you know what I mean? Kids who
But
do get a hold of it that
and
don't need
that
to watch it.
is
It is
crazy
fucked up. It is crazy. So I can't act like it's not. That's why it's like the censorship shit. If it does help with the kids, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Because those are pretty crazy. Like, so if you're young, you see a nigga's face get peeled off, you're not gonna really know how to take that in at 7, maybe. When I was 7, I used to watch, that shit all the time. But
I mean, when we were
some
kids, we
kids,
had cartoons, during the
yeah,
weekend, during the day, and
yeah,
they
true,
weren't like cartoons how they are now. Now,
true,
like Lamar says there, everything's sexual from cartoons, kid shows, everything else. Cartoon
Yeah.
shows now, it's like you have to have someone now has to be a gay or lesbian,
Yeah.
or
Easy. Yeah. Yeah.
right. And
Yeah.
now we're opening them up more to that, and we're exposing them at a very young age because they
Mhm.
feel if they expose them at a very young age till now that they'll accept it when they're adults.
Right.
They're trying to That's what they're trying to say. They're trying to make it acceptable.
Yeah. I mean, t- it's that's man. If you feel like it's okay to just allow your kids to do certain stuff, it's kind of on you per se. That's why, like, I feel like the niggas can't really, you know, blame everybody for all the time. Like, the state is only going to do the best it can to hold itself liable. So, excuse me. That's why I think it has to be a real thing that's been happening. I have been watching like the Catch a Predator shit lately. So I have been seeing some of them niggas get caught up online trying to text and link up with little girls and kids and shit and get caught up. So maybe you can have stuff like that like happening in higher rates in certain states or something, and they want to kind of monitor the kids and the sites they on and what they doing. Because I mean, hey, it shit do be happening, but like it's like, bro, they only gonna do on the best that they can. You know what I'm saying? So any parent that's mad about something their kid doing is because you letting the nigga do it damn near.
Exactly. You
Like
let them again,
you
you
gotta
know,
control your kid's life. You know what I'm saying?
right. You as a parent have more control of your child than anybody. Why rely again? Why rely on other people, other things to help you control your child?
Right.
Um, I was reading that article that there was parents trying to sue porn sites because their child was watching porn. It's like, well, they had access to it, right?
Right. So
So
how would you
they,
want to be mad?
the
That's what I'm
parents
talking
can't
about.
sue them because if they did not have that parental control thing, they had access to it.
Right. And they
I mean,
definitely it's easy to put that on the computer. It's so easy.
right. It's so easy to put in a
So easy to put
computer,
it on the
on the
computer.
phone. I mean, again, like I said, why would my phone have parental control? But then I
Right.
wouldn't think about it if I wanted to get it to my 2 year old just to be quiet. And you know these kids now that they go through YouTube, they don't know what to type because they want to find their favorite show there.
It's crazy because I remember years ago they had certain like I don't know what this shit is. It just every certain number, every certain while, it's like some weird thing happens where kids get exposed to something on YouTube or something like the
Yeah.
Roblox shit or something. It's
Right.
like all the time. So
See, and
like
there you go. Perfect example right there. Roblox.
so that type of shit, and then you have the YouTube shit where I remember years ago it was like, let's say you watching Mickey Mouse, so they got that what's that show, the Mickey Mouse Club shit.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
it'll be the YouTube cartoons of it, and then after so long they sneak in this related I mean, it's like the video's probably tagged, but it's
Right.
like this fake made video that has like Mickey Mouse cutting niggas heads off or something.
Right.
Put that in the thing, and then the kids will watch it, and it's like, damn, okay. And the babies watching this shit like, damn, why he doing
I
that?
mean, we even have cartoon
You
shows
know?
now, like I said, they're sexual now. I mean, they
Right,
have the girls dressing more appealing, and
right,
it's like they do different things. It's like
yeah,
take the look like, from Family Guy to The Simpsons to South
yeah,
Park, they have
yeah.
even show
Adult Swim,
violence, they show all that stuff. So
but
you
that's
can't
just kind of
really
what it is. You
stop
can't do
it
it.
because the way the world is.
Yeah, I agree with Lamar, bro, because it's like salute to Lamar. I see it like that in the instance of even like Cartoon Network when they did Adult Swim, it was after 11. So like if your kid is up after 11,
Yeah,
it's on you. You should have your foot up his ass and make sure he's in the bed at
right.
11. It's nothing that can hold them liable, Adult Swim liable, because they was telling sexual jokes, and I heard them at 11 years old because I was up past 11:30. That's my fault, or not my fault, but you know what I'm saying? That's my parents' fault. I shouldn't be
Right.
up.
Right.
It is my fault because I know what I'm doing. I know I shouldn't be up. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
just
I
gotta
mean,
be.
it's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna take my child's phone away at night before he or she goes to bed. So I'll take the phone to my room so then they won't have access to the phone. And then I have to make sure that they go to sleep and make sure they don't have any other devices around them because they'll have them access. Who's gonna really do that all the time in
These
reality? I mean, there is
these
parents like that. I'm not saying there's not,
or
but
these kids don't know nothing about having to stay up late and sneak the house phone in your room and shit to talk to your girl, or to
right,
or to just talk to anybody. Like, you just your homie, like, y'all talk like, yo, we finna go do this at the mall, blah blah blah. Be ready. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make sure you have the house phone. Niggas don't know nothing about that. Like, everybody got iPhones, and this nigga 6 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit
right.
ridiculous. So they niggas don't know nothing about those type of struggles. Like, having to niggas call for you at your own house and say, hey, is so and so home? And you like, yeah, go get him. Okay, hey, so and so, this nigga on the phone for you. Nigga, oh, he said he gonna call you back. Like, bro, now everything is like click.
Now,
You know what I'm saying? I can communicate to you instantly. Boop, I'm
right,
there. That's why they trying to stop these little niggas now. It's just boop, stop, because instantly you could just be boop, And then these little kids so goofy, they be on these sites probably making accounts, like we was talking about, like making
right.
accounts talking to people or something stupid.
It's so
You
easy
never know.
for them to go ahead again. They could go ahead and create a social media account,
Yeah,
and they could be 12, 13, even younger. I mean, how are you going to verify that? All you have to do is put in your birthday, which you're not going to put your real year. So you could be enough to be 18 years old or 21, whatever it is. But that's
I
how
don't know
kids
how they
get
going.
into it.
I don't know
And
how they.
and
Yeah,
the parents might not know.
I don't know how they gonna monitor that shit, but hey, dude, it's what it is, man. Like I said, it's like whoever those people were that tried to sue Pornhub. I mean, best of luck to you, but I doubt. I don't think you're gonna get too much. The kid can't do nothing you ain't letting the kid do, bro.
Right.
Or you know what I'm saying?
They're
Or
going to
give
get around it.
like so they are not liable for anything. Cartoon Network was not liable for me staying up after midnight to watch all these shows that were rated M or 18 and shit for sex and violence and all this other stuff because that was in
Yeah.
those shows too. So I can't. You know what I'm saying? My parents can't sue cartoon. When 2000 whatever, my kid was watching this stuff and that shouldn't have been on Cartoons Network show. It's like, yeah, it should have been because that's why I was there, and that's why it's advertised and marketed as adult shit.
Exactly. Exactly. But
So these kids, don't know nothing about censorship. We had to stay up late to do stuff, sneak and do stuff. We couldn't do. Nigga just get their phone, go boop. Okay, I'm talking
and
to this
that's the
grown
thing. A
person.
kid is gonna be a kid, and they're gonna sneak around, do stuff. We all have done that. We all have done something like that, sneaked out of the house or be on the phone. I mean, and that's what it is. I mean, we can't stop everything. Trying to go ahead and at least start with the porn sites, but again,
I
it's like
agree.
this. There's that stuff all over the place. Look at the music now, especially the way the females are, the female artists, and what they had to sell. They had sex sells.
Right.
And so they're twerking and all that stuff. I mean, even music videos show a lot.
You gotta let that be too. I mean, again, and I hate the music convo because it's a lot of people who like really don't see how like two truths can be true. So it's like, of course, you can have an agenda where young kids are being manipulated into like an image, and then
Yeah.
it's detrimental to their survival that they not portray a certain image, and that they do really the exact opposite, and they stand on principles and not shoot each other, kill each other, all that stuff. It's a fact, but it's like a lot of these guys are. It's a lifestyle for them, so they make money from it. So when they
Right.
promote this stuff, it's corny. It doesn't make sense. It don't connect. Like the free or just the peace movements and stuff. Like
Yeah.
a lot of that shit don't connect with the youth because it's corny and it's not really realistic the way they doing it. But on the hindsight, it is good for the community and stuff because what they're supposed to keep tell you, keep killing yourselves, keep doing certain stuff. So it's like obviously there is something that's happening where death and trauma and stuff is a certain underlying tone in our culture. And that's the stuff we like. We like sex, rock and roll, and violence and
Right.
stuff like that. It's just what we like.
And it has always been like that,
Always been like that.
but it's like
So that's why I'll be like, what you gonna do? Just eradicate nightclubs and
right.
shit, bro? That's just what happens.
It
Your
can.
kid shouldn't be in the nightclub. If your kid sneaks out and he's in the nightclub, it's nothing no one can. That's your problem. He
Right.
shouldn't be in these environments or places where he can be exposed to it. And when he is, you got to take responsibility for him. Say, you know what?
It
I
is,
didn't know
yeah.
he was doing
Your
this. I got
responsibility to the 18.
period. How you gonna sue a porn site because your kid had access to it
Right.
in your house or whatever?
In your
Or your
household because
computer shit? No,
they're either
bro.
gonna do it there or well they can't.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. Nowadays, I mean, even talking to my daughter, they said that they're allowed to have their phone and be on their phone
Mhm.
at school. Like as long as they finish their work, their classwork at that moment, if they still have time before the next class, then they get to be on their phone.
Yeah,
Do
exactly.
you think the teachers actually walk in there trying to see what they're watching just to make sure they're not watching Pornhub?
I mean, it's funny you say that. I do remember in school, it was a couple people got caught up doing that in school when I was in school. A
I mean,
couple
come on,
people
even
did.
before,
A
how
couple.
many
I don't
boys
know how they got caught
take
up because it's
porn
like,
magazines to school to show his other friends?
I mean, you got that type of shit, but I mean, like on the computer, we
Right,
had certain access to computers, when we needed to do the shit. So I don't remember how the little niggas was getting caught, but like I guess in a certain area he felt like no one could see him or something. So then he just pulled it up or something and was looking
right,
at it. And of course, I think a kid seen it and was like, hey, this kid's doing this also. And she was like,
right.
what?
There'll be a kid that will go ahead and
So they go over there like, what
snitch.
you looking at? Boom. Okay. Get this nigga out of here. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely it's happened before that I remember. It's happened before. A couple people got caught, I think, when I was in school.
See,
You know what I'm saying? So, but that's why the school has took precautions. That's why it's so crazy to me how now they give all of them computers and shit, and they only in like 6th or 7th grade. They be like, yeah, take a Chromebook home, and if
well, those are
I'll email you.
restricted though. They
I
actually
guess
do
so.
block those and everything. They have control of those because those are the school equipment. So
Well, that's
if
good.
it's where a child can
Cause you could
access
just hack
it,
that shit.
the parent can sue the school because they gave them a device that they had access to it.
And you could just hack that bitch, bro. I'm telling you,
I'm
they
sure you
that's
can, yeah.
because
Again, kids know so much technology now, they could get around all that stuff.
that's why you can't be mad. You can't. What you gonna be mad at? That's like a parent suing the school for that. Well, my kid, he was on some site and was contact. He was on some chat rooms and stuff or some other shit, and it's like we blocked that stuff. You know what I'm saying? He went the alternate route to get on those sites. We took a precautionary measure to stop kids from doing stuff on this stuff to make sure they don't go somewhere they shouldn't go. After that, it's nothing that we can do. And I'm sure the niggas is hacking the computers and shit, or just finding out
Right.
ways to go do shit. You know what I'm saying? Because we all did. So I know they doing it. So you talking about, man, look, it's easy shit. So it's just over with. That's all it really is. Like the more
I
and more
mean,
this
yeah,
conversation,
basically what they're doing is they're just losing
stuff.
customers,
Yeah.
losing viewers to watch their videos because they're gonna do that age restricted way to go ahead and identify you as an adult
Mm.
in order to watch porn.
All right, man. All right, look. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. But for me, you know, it's
Yeah.
just I'm supportive of the kid aspect. Anything else about maybe monitoring people? I'm not really necessarily a fan of that. But I mean, hey, dude, if this is something to help the kids, I'm with it. Like I said, so I don't see everything as negative because I mean, what's the worst gonna happen? You're gonna log on the site. Is you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
gonna you do an age verification and that's it. I mean, nothing finna I mean, what they finna do? They already know your shit anyway. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter. So, just to be saying like, Nick, you have a problem with it is silly to me. I mean, it doesn't really matter. But I actually understand, like I said, about being monitored. So if you don't want niggas necessarily always, knowing things you do, that is something I understand completely. You know what I'm saying? So, bro said also 10 currency increasing numbers in 2004 because all the stuff that y'all are talking to these schools and peers are restricted. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So like, you know what I'm saying? They shouldn't be able to do that. Like I remember my specific school's mascot was the Pirates and they called them the Pregnant Pirates. Like as some slang shit. Like yeah, like people in certain areas in the region, they would you know what I'm saying, they would call the niggas the Pregnant Pirates because we had hella girls that was pregnant. Like bro
Yeah.
was talking about since 2004 and shit. Like yeah.
Uh-huh.
So by the time I got into high school, it was hella girls that was pregnant already before we got there. And then of course while we was there, it was hella girls who got pregnant multiple times at that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that shit is definitely real. So I guess you can say that porn is a gateway for that for sure. But like you know,
Is it, or is it everything else that they can really just
it's
watch?
a it's a it's a it's a
It's a combination of
it's a
everything.
combination. You said it before I could say it. Yeah, it's a combination. It's just a combination. And it's unfortunate, you know what I'm saying? You do have to be able to say, like I said, it's niggas respond. My thing
Because
is
there's
this,
those sites too that they just play violent videos,
right,
and they have access to that as well. I mean, these videos show everything.
right. Yeah, it's
So
just it's a process where I see it's ongoing and forever will be ongoing for censoring how children um, what I mean, digest or consume media, whether it be news or, comedy or anything. Like they will have their own set of programmings for them that are made for people that have children or other babies do stuff all the time and other babies watch the babies open toys and presents and shit. That stuff be like for babies. Like it's programming that babies can watch that's wholesome enough to be like, okay, I'll let my kid watch it. You need to be doing the due diligence to keep your son on that. You can't sue a company because your son has went and found the gun sites and now he looking at the guns. You didn't want him to find the guns. He down the
there
road.
you go.
You can't get mad at you. I gotta
But
get mad at
where you
you.
had the gun laying around,
Yeah, where's your get? Like
on
it's a
the
lot.
kitchen table, of
Mhm.
course.
I'm
Or
telling you.
you
That's why
didn't have it locked up.
some of those parents get charged when those kids do that stupid shit. Some of them parents get charged. It's not just the kids because you got to be real. It's like why does he have access? Like it was one kid not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken. His parents did get charged. They were like older, and he went to school, went to like shoot people or something. I think he didn't shoot anybody, but or maybe he did. I can't really remember. It was bad though, and the parents got charged because they bought the gun for him,
Mhm.
and they neglected the fact that he was saying stuff like he wanted to go do stuff to people or something. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you go through the process of saying like, hey, okay, my son is doing this crazy shit. Let me nip this in the bud. If you neglect it and something happens, you cannot sue Smith and Wesson, man, and be like, yo, I can't sue the niggas making Glocks and be like, yo, my son, man, no, I can't sue Future because my kid is fucking with Future and Future's talking about fucking hoes. I mean, that's what Future's doing. I should be limiting my son's access to Future. I can't say, oh, Future's a bad guy now because the music that Future make, I can't, you know what I'm saying, let my kids listen to it. So now he's a bad person because my kid can have access to. No, dude, that's been going on. It's a reason for it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's made for us. It's made for adults. It's not made for the kid. And then you give access to the kid to stuff so early sometimes that it be fucked up. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Some stuff is cool. Of course, you're gonna do certain stuff. It's funny, it's fun, it's cool, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, yeah, man, this, you know what I'm saying? It's Cardi B's fault because the girls are Sexy Red fault. You know what I'm saying? And woo, it's like yes, because that's what I mean. That's why I
We
hate the
didn't
music
watch
thing.
that, like you said.
That's why I hate the music convo because it's like it's not Sexy Red's job to raise your daughter. So if they do offer her,
Exactly.
like
Well,
if
even
they
Cardi B says that she don't let her daughter listen to her music.
so that should tell you
Not
something.
at all let her listen. She don't let her children listen
What
to her music.
who is truly her music is for? Her music is for the fucking
So what?
bitches. Yeah, adults though. Like young bitches, but young adult bitches. Like 21 and 22. You know what I'm saying? Like young bitches that are like at the age of, you know what I'm saying? Like 23, 22. Those type of women. They're not making music for your 16-year-old little girl that's in middle school. They're not. Y'all just have access to this stuff like we always had. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But you can't hold her like I can't. They were like, yeah, she just a detrimental problem and this and Sexy Red. Look, she promoting the niggas going to jail and stuff. It's like, bro, hold on. For me personally, I'm like this. I don't think. Okay, so obviously she could be being used for an image of just like ratchet music, and they just want to promote ratchet music. You know what I'm saying? So whatever, right? Let niggas say it is what it is on the aspect of like, cool, that shit's always existed. So I'm not gonna sit here and like downplay it and say it's good, but I'm not gonna sit and say, okay, if it always existed all this time, I mean, like, what does it matter if she's doing it? You know what I'm saying? I guess it's a perpetual thing, but some niggas just be like, yeah, she just this and she's so horrible. I'm like, well, this if she didn't exist, it would still be here. So it's like, is she really doing something that's, good per se, as far as her message? I mean, like, that's something she has to deal with per se, if that's what
Right.
she wants to put out. Because I don't like a lot of her, I mean, I like a lot of her songs per se, but it's like, I'm not something gonna lie, say I listen to her shit every day or something, but some of her stuff is cool. So I don't really like dislike her or anything. So I just don't be understanding how she can be the face for that. It's like you can't like kind of put that on them because your a child shouldn't be doing that. And if you want the role model for your children, find the proper ones. Stop giving
You
them Sexy Red
right.
and Lotto and these other bitches. Like these are young women.
Because you
They're
can't blame
talking to
them.
women. You can't blame her for that. She's not the
Because
face
you're
for
the one that's playing
your
that
child.
music and then your daughter's hearing it.
Come on, man. And that's
You're
another
playing
problem
it
I
at
got
the
with.
house or in the car.
Yeah, public school and all that shit as well. That's the public school problem. Your other
And
kids,
then
kids are
again,
going
they
to
have
school
access to YouTube.
that have access to this and that and this and that. So now they come to school listening to Sexy Red. Your kid, oh, now she want to listen to Sexy Red because they listen to Sexy Red, not Sexy Red. They listen to da 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 da. You can't get mad at them for that.
And
That's
I think it was yesterday. I saw a video post on Facebook. There were like little girls.
they was twerking or
I think
something,
it's
doing some
probably
goof.
3 or 4 years old, probably 4 years old.
Boy,
Not even in school. There was a whole bunch of little girls, like 5 or 6 of them. Yeah, one of them was singing Sexy Red and the other ones were dancing. It's like, oh no.
the thing with me is like, this a problem. They did this. No, the strip
And
club
I think it's cute.
always been the strip club, man. Listen, The script club has always been the script club. You know what I'm saying? They made this type of music for a long time. This music has been out forever. You know what I'm saying? It was always a parental advisory sign on that bitch. You niggas is the problem. Ratchet shit is important to the culture to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? And to a certain level, it is good to have outlets, but it's not good to perpetuate some of that stuff in a lifestyle that continues on. So I understand the perpetual part, but the it just I hate the convo with the music when it comes to like, is it good to have bad shit in the music and stuff? It's not. It's not, okay. So why would y'all been listening to it all this time? Man? If it's so bad, I mean, listen to gospel music, man. You know, like straight up, like it's a lane for you if you don't want to hear niggas talking about real nigga shit and other shit, bro. It's a lane for you. That's why I don't. It's like I
But
don't really
that's more
like.
exposed
Yeah,
than any other type of genre of music. It really is.
for me, like I'm saying, I just don't get on here and try to, you know what I'm saying, act like niggas. You know what I'm saying? These niggas will be on here like acting like pastors and talking about the youth and all
But
this
even
other stuff,
then,
and
they're
then
not even
it don't be.
the
It just
right
don't be
lane
making sense.
either.
Salute to Lamar. To Lamar saying real shit. It's just been. It's just like a lot of these dudes. I just don't like the convos because they just be like pick me type niggas, and then they also be like fake like Dr. Umar type niggas. Just oh yeah, man. See the violence is so bad and this is this and it be like, yes, that's true. It is bad. But also a lot of these niggas have used this shit as an outlet and properly executed this shit. Or have changed their life around. They don't always have to make music. It could be anything. Niggas could just do whatever and be positive with the shit. You get what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
doesn't really matter. My whole thing with this shit be we have to kind of stop blaming the other newer artists who get offered deals because you got to be real. What has sold all these years? The drug, sex, violence, and all that stuff, bro.
And
Y'all been
that's what
listening to this stuff.
sells. Basically, that's what sells. That's what they're promoting because it does sell. But then
So
how do you keep it away from your children? You can't. You can't just, be okay putting this stuff out.
it's
And
just you just can't blame. You can't be like, yeah, Cardi B, you shouldn't be shaking your ass because I have a daughter. It's like no, your daughter shouldn't be seeing Cardi B shake her ass because she shouldn't have a phone and she shouldn't be doing whatever else she's doing. Cardi B's job is to shake her ass, whether that be a tool to use people to, you know what I'm
but
saying,
that's another
you
thing though.
know,
You have had like your child there
but more
backstage while
not.
you're performing.
Exactly. And even then, it's like they have children, like you said, they raise their children and stuff too. So they have to do the same stuff, even though they in a certain industry. That's like saying a stripper bitch, you got a kid, and she gonna let her kid, you know what I'm saying, just go to the strip club every night or something. Like, no, dude, she not finna be having her kid at the strip club with her. A lot of these women, you know what I'm saying, have babysitters, or they, you know what I'm saying, take care of their kids in the day because they got to school, and then their kids go to sleep and they have people who, you know what I'm saying, take care of them in the night or whatever they do. They ain't bringing their kids to fucking strip club. You know what I'm saying? Or just goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Yeah.
like a cop saying, "I'm gonna bring my kid on this midnight shift with me. Just bring my kid with me." Like, why would a cop bring a kid with him on a midnight shift in a bad area or something? You know what I'm saying? Like that's stupid. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like we have to be cognizant of like everything that we doing around our kids and what our kids could be doing. If you know how to do something on the phone, and this little nigga got a phone, you don't think he probably know how to do that shit on the phone? Like you was talking about the incognito shit. So it's
Yeah.
like you think your kid don't know how to do this? Yes, he knows how to do that
Right.
shit.
Your child already knows
He know how
how
to do
to
that
work
shit.
around that.
That's why I'm like the
So,
computers, giving the little niggas computers and shit, and letting them have real access to them and take them home and shit. I'm like, bro, he's just going to find out how to go to the porn sites on the web browser thing or whatever, and it's gonna be whatever. He's not gonna be able to really know what he's doing. You know what I'm saying?
but
And it's
again, it's
funny,
like
man.
it's already accessible. Let's say on the phone. That's it. Again, kids
And it's
nowadays
so,
have phones. Phone
that's
companies make it easier
honestly,
for you to access more phones. to give
honestly,
their kids. They have family plans. They have, oh, you get 4 or 5 phones with 5 different lines and all this
yep,
stuff.
yep, yep.
And so
What
you're
was
gonna go ahead and get it because you want to make sure, as a good parent, you want them to have a phone so you can communicate with them. Although then you don't think the internet, social
that's a
media,
fact.
all those apps are already. A lot of those apps are already installed on the phones.
Yeah, sometimes Facebook and some other apps do be like on
Yeah,
the
phones
phone
come with
already.
Facebook.
YouTube and
A
shit.
lot of
Yeah.
times a Facebook app or a,
No, I was gonna say too, you are making a lot of sense because I honestly could say that is when the shit got crazy. When I was in school and kids started, remember when the LG Razor was the dopest phone out, the big flip phone that was the coolest thing. It was
yeah.
certain kids who was actually able to have that phone. We was maybe in like seventh grade, so we're still maybe 14. You know, these niggas have this phone, and this is like a real phone that has the internet and all that shit on it. These niggas was watching porn and shit on it one day. Niggas had his phone and he watching porn on it, or they talking to people, doing stuff on it. You know what I'm saying that they shouldn't be doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the whole thing had got crazy to the point where it was so much stuff where kids was doing with these phones and stuff. It was just common for kids to be saying, "Hey, I seen this on the website. Look at this or do this or whatever." It was real common when we was little. So it's crazy to know that that is kind of how things did get fucked up. Once we got access to certain stuff, it just start fucking shit up. It just start, yeah. Cause why you got a fucking phone watching porn in social studies class, bro?
But then, see, that's another thing, though. I mean, they don't even have to go to Pornhub or any other porn sites. They could just go to social media and you can watch porn there because there's always, women promoting their OnlyFans or, their sites. So they could even watch it there. They don't even need to go to the porn sites.
Man, I'm telling you, man. But it was man. It's just you making me realize that it like now remembering like how things were happening and how the kids, when we were coming up, what was happening with the kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like bro was saying, it's like totally. If we was doing that then, and that was like the start of it. You know what I'm saying? Imagine like now the kids just be in there doing whatever they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And for me personally, I just said fuck it. I was a kid and I knew what was going on as far as just like um how to get on certain sites while we was at school. So like I might get on Facebook or YouTube for the most part, really just to listen to music and shit. But if you was doing other shit and or you know what I'm saying, while you was there, hey, it's on you. That's what it's like. What you gonna blame the teacher you know what I'm saying? Like that's how
Right.
people. It's just what it is, man. So like these kids did get caught doing some of that shit, dude. And I remember um, they just tried to make sure that they used extra precaution on they like website browsers and stuff like that. So like they had to like I guess because you can tag certain keywords that when they get searched for them, they pop up as like you can't, you know what I'm saying, you know you can't access it. So like once that word is gets tagged in it, it's over with. Like the kid can't watch it. So like I get that type shit, you know what I'm saying, because it needs to happen. You know what I'm saying. So I just was, remembering a lot of this shit. And it's like, damn, the phones did fuck up everything. Once the kids get the phones, bro, it just, it just literally. Now you can meet up with people. Now you can do all types, sneak out and do stuff. Get on these porn
Yep.
sites. Make these different accounts on these. Like, remember when Black Planet was a big thing? So you got kids. That's how the kids got on Black. Once they got these phones and these computers and shit that was more accessible to, you know what I'm saying, people, that's how shit got even more rampant. That shit definitely make me remember. That is crazy. If we didn't have that and that kind of got monitored early on, it'd be less shit that was happening. It would have been less things happening, less teen pregnancies probably, less violence. less a lot of stuff, less
because it
exposure
wasn't
to shit.
exposed out there for people
Yeah,
to
less
see.
exposure.
You were able
Yes.
to see it in the news, or or read about it, but other than that, you weren't exposed as how you're exposed right now.
That's my problem. I'm saying.
Now, like I said, yes, it's very accessible because you could go ahead and watch it on social media platforms, or you could just go Google it. You go ahead and search. You could go ahead and go on YouTube. You could go ahead and watch anything anywhere there on your phone.
Okay.
So again, they want to start off with, banning porn sites. You're gonna have to verify your age to them to make sure that they don't have no children or people that shouldn't be mentally really watching it because they can't mentally handle it.
Right. And that's what it is, man. I let it go. Um, as far as like how um shit is just looked at from a perspective now that I'm older, it's like I see why things are the way they are, obviously, but I also see the flip side as to like how responsibility is needing to be taken by certain people and they just aren't taking it. Especially by the you know what I'm saying, the parents per se, or some of
Yeah,
these people who are so outraged by certain music or movies that's being made. It's like they're made for us. They're made for the adults. They're not made for the children. And in certain aspects where they have the uh the marketing schemes or certain things where children can be attracted to it, that's up for you to say, okay, I know for a fact younger people are an advertising scheme to lure young people when they watch other young people do things they want to do it. So I get it, but you should be monitoring your kid and saying, hey, that's not what this is, or hey, teaching them like, yo, you see the beer commercials where the people drinking and they look like they real young. Hey, don't do that.
yeah.
Drinking isn't fun. It
See, so
tastes
that's
nasty.
another thing they're advertising right
Teach it.
there. That's not right.
You got to teach it. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to. I remember
I
for a
mean,
long
you see a lot of these commercials. A lot of these commercials are,
time.
again, maybe going a little overboard, but they're watching it. So then, what are you gonna say about that? I mean,
You
now it's
know,
like we had to expose, you know,
some
gay and
stuff.
lesbian, different gender identities, um, and we had to expose it out there on
Mhm.
media, TV, anywhere, um, just so people go ahead and be more accepting to it.
So niggas is just like it's okay. So when it comes to how we've been looking at like what censorship is and what it
Yeah,
should be, it's like totally two different things. So like in the society standpoint, I'm really learning the measures that people are now going to start taking to try to do certain things about censoring things for the children, and I'm with it, and I understand what's happening. Like I said, I've been watching those different platforms where they're catching these people with, you know what I'm saying, stuff they shouldn't have involving children. You know what I'm saying, use your brain. I'm not gonna say that, but you know what I'm saying, or they're trying to meet up with uh, a supposed, you know what I'm saying,
right.
underage person, and they catch
Because
them.
it's so easy again
So
to access children now through social
I,
media.
I'm watching it. Yeah, a lot of them was on YouTube, not YouTube, Instagram and stuff, and then they go to. Apparently, that's what I'm saying. So like Telegram and all these other like, you know what I'm saying, apps where you could talk to people. They get the
Yeah.
person from Instagram, they go to Telegram, they get in this group, then they do whatever in this group or do whatever there, and then it goes from there. So it's like, how if your kid is doing that, how does they, you know what I'm saying? It was one dude that was maybe 23 or something. They caught this dude, so he's of course not a kid, but he's kind of still really young. It's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you even? How are you even? I wouldn't even know what to look for. Like, what do you?
Exactly.
How do
It's
you
like,
find it on Instagram? Instagram is so big and stuff now. The,
right.
the servers has it's so many different
So many
things.
people on social media like
It's millions
IG,
of people. Yes.
and
How
for you to
find
go ahead and
that?
scout and find underage.
Yeah. Like, yes. Like, how do you even find it? But that's what I'm saying. So it could be a kid that's on there for real doing stuff, and not these guys that's trying to catch them. And that's the whole point. It's just crazy, like that you were on Instagram, then got in a Telegram group, and it's whatever. And I'm like, for me, I got the Discord. You know, we're on Haunted Mansion. We have a Discord. You know what I'm saying? It's really dope. Everybody be in there talking shit, laughing, enjoying each other. But those are the kind of servers we're in. We just are doing cool shit. And I got like gaming servers and music. People talk about social media and clubhouse shit and cool shit. How do you find a like, where does that even exist? What are you doing? How?
So if
Like,
people like that can find a
I just
way,
don't understand.
our children could go ahead and find it easier, faster.
That's the whole point. Cause I was kind of glad I was bumped into some of those because it showed how the shit's happening. Cause I don't be understanding. It's such a big epidemic how they talk about, oh, the kids, the kids, the kids. But it's like, okay, well, how is it even happening? You know what I'm saying? So, okay, what kids are on what sites? Like, what are you saying?
Right.
Because I don't be interacting in no circles with kids in them. So that's why I be real confused on how it happens. I mean, like, in some instances, I see, like, people who work with kids. Obviously, okay, cool, you got access to some kids. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? But to go out and find them, it's like, okay, so what are you on? So are you on Facebook looking for kids that have profiles or something?
Right.
What are you doing? You get what I'm saying? Or like, how do you do that? I just don't understand. I don't understand it. It's just so crazy. But like I said, these are the guys that was getting caught up with the social media, and even like I think like we were talking about not too long ago, where they were trying to limit TikTok use for the kids in certain places, and they didn't want them on that because people talking to the kids talking to people on the
Well,
TikToks. I guess the
right
TikTok.
there, talking
Yeah.
about TikTok,
So
you have kids doing different dances and everything like that. So you're exposing them where they're doing these dances. You might think it's innocent, but other people might think something different. It's just like how they always thought on different, like when they have children's pageants, it's like
right, I
the way
remember.
they have their child dressed with makeup and everything like that, and they're young. You're exposing them for the world to see, and you're gonna get those people. They're gonna admire your child,
Hmm. Yeah, I agree with
not
bro
as a
saying.
child, but as a person that you go ahead and have a sexual relationship with.
Right. I agree with bro is saying right here. He's saying commercials are more exposed than ever before. Also, there's apps that are accessible to anyone who has had sexual preference or what they are into nowadays. Yeah, I agree. Because the commercial shit, like I was going to say earlier, when I would see beer commercials, dude, that shit would look so fucking good. Like, that shit would look so crisp. Like, it looked like apple juice. I used to feel like, dog, like, I gotta try beer one day. I gotta try beer, and up to the point I
Right,
actually had it, I was like, God, this is horrible. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But it was the whole point. As a kid, I got programmed into wanting to even try it.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So why am I even? I don't remember what I would be watching, but I would be a kid watching TV, and the beer commercials would come on. And I hate to say like it would come on certain like kid shows, but maybe I wasn't watching kid shows. Maybe I was watching movies or something. I don't know.
Mhm.
But like I said, yeah, I would see those certain commercials and I'd be like, damn, bro, I want to try this beer. You know what I'm saying? So little
But
things
they
like
make it
that,
so appealing.
they make things
As
appealing
a child, you want to even try it. You
to
want it.
young niggas. Yeah, it's like things look appealing to young niggas. So it does look like, the monitoring or trying to censor things for young niggas, that would be the best way to try to stop people from being young and drinking or doing drugs or watching porn or doing stuff that adults do recreationally or for professional uses or whatever, like they'll be able to kind of stop it. And I get that. So that's why I'm like, I'm really not speaking negative on none of it. I just really just um I just don't like for people to not take responsibility for how bad it is now and where it's been going. And
But
the only you want all responsibility to be on Nicki Minaj because she is supposed to be the role model for kids. No, you supposed to be the role model for your kids, man.
well, and that's the
That's it.
thing though, like commercials, like they say, um, commercials are basically right now the way it's been the last couple of years, like they want to go ahead and make a commercial that's gonna go ahead and please everyone, every community. Okay, so now compared to what it was before, if you see commercials now, you have to have some commercials with interracial families. They have the single parent commercials. They have the gay or lesbian commercials. They have
Mhm.
this different commercial than what it was 10 years ago, where it was just the modern straight family where they have, the husband and wife and, you know, kids, and it was just that family. That's how it was before. But it's not like that no more. And when they try to show commercials like that, people have complained, different things where again, gender or race or anything like that, where now they had to go ahead and make sure that they please everyone, even though our children are watching this as well.
You definitely speaking facts because the inclusion thing is been real. Like niggas are all thinking of ways on how to redefine themselves and include themselves in the norms of society. And if you do that, do that. Whatever is for you. Um, my thing is, like you said, the kids is just more given or giving them more access to certain things. Like I don't think a kid should even be in that type of a conversation either, or certain other things because they just don't even make sense. So that's why I'm like, cool. You know, I can't really take away people wanting to be included in something or wanting things to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like they want to have more access to stuff, like being able to be married. They wanted to be married. They wanted to do this, or they wanted to be able to whatever. That's their business. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like um, on certain aspects of like the niggas that kind of want to like blame people for certain stuff and kind of put people in like certain boxes. I don't be liking, like I said, like it's just the responsibility. Like I can't even be mad at them. So if you're going to school with kids that's gay or they doing certain stuff like that, you have to be able to say, okay, I want to be able to teach my kids how to be able to say, okay, if that's happening at school, you know what I'm saying, this is how I should be able to do it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You can't blame the person because they're coming to school and they're gay. You can't. The school should be doing whatever. Like, because I do believe it was people that were like, it was like one person that was like a trans person or a hermaphrodite person or something
Yeah.
when I was in school, which I never saw them, but people used to tell me about the person. And they, you know what I mean, I guess took extra precaution with the person because they didn't want the person to be ridiculed or something. So, which is crazy because that was years and years ago, but it's like no one really had no conversations with people about it. They just kind of never, they just kind of swept it under the rug. It's like niggas need to have those conversations so it's not a fucked up thing, you know what I'm saying? The way
Yeah.
that it is. Because it's like people come to school or people have friends, you know what I mean? And they have access to certain stuff or people live certain lifestyles. And now you're influencing other kids in their spaces. So people, could have gay parents that come to school. They talk to these other kids. So I have no, you know what I'm saying? Niggas is just, that's what's just going to
I
happen.
think
So
we're just
it's,
exposing our children with so much information right now.
and you have that too. The information, the people, the you know what I'm saying, like the like you said, the media. So I'm just saying like on a level where it's like niggas who are, you know what I'm saying, living a certain lifestyle, whether it's like conservative or it's whatever, you
Yeah.
have to be able to respect it. But it's like you can't blame anything on anybody or anything
Right.
specifically to say this is the issue. Cause like when you really do that, it's like, okay, so is it this nigga's fault that he's making adult content for stuff? And you don't have control over what your kid's watching. He did not market it for a kid to watch it. He marketed it for an adult to watch it. So just because you're a conservative person, you can't say, yeah, that person's wrong for that. Or yeah, this nigga is whatever. He's into whatever. Or he's the nigga the RuPaul drag race show. Yeah, my kid be watching whatever and that come up, okay, you shouldn't why is your kid watching that shit? Yeah. You
Exactly.
shouldn't have it on there. I mean, like, you cannot like the show, because I personally don't watch none of that shit. But I'm saying, like, if your shit's on no programmed or the parental shit's on there and your 7 or 8 year old is clicking through channels, he watched that. You didn't take the precaution for that. Like, you should be doing that if you know your kid shouldn't be watching shit like that. Like, or you don't want your kid watching shit like that.
And
You know what I'm
at the
saying?
end of the day, it's really,
Just,
again, the parents' responsibility to
yeah.
control what their children watch. But again, in reality, a lot of us don't pay attention. We don't care. We just don't do it. And it depends on the age because then, you know, like my daughter, she's a teenager. I'm not going to go ahead and control her phone of what she could go ahead and do. I mean, I do watch her social media. She actually asked me before she actually created an account, and I make sure that I watch what I can, and I hope you know that my kids are doing the right thing. They're not
Right
perfect,
stuff.
they cannot be perfect because at some point something's going to happen because again they have that access to that information.
Yeah, it's important. You know what I'm saying? Just let niggas be who they, you know what I'm saying, who they is as far as like their freedom
Yeah.
to kind of like if when maybe the kid just wants to look up whatever they want to look up. It might just be makeup or something for a girl or something, or maybe niggas want to look at shoes or basketball or something, whatever. So you gotta kind of let your kid have fun, but at the same time, I do, what I'm saying, like I said, I understand all of these measures for people who don't want access to certain stuff, because it's bad right now. Apparently, that's my whole point of understanding. Like, as you say this, it must be extremely bad. Like, because now I see when we were kids, when the kids had the phones, that's when the nigga had the access to like the crazy weird shit. Remember we were talking about that one video I was talking about with the two girls and shit, the crazy weird shit. That stuff we were like that was happening. We were young. So that's the kind of video that would be going on, and it would be like fake viral. You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of people had seen it, and then people will come and tell, "Hey, I seen this thing. It went kind of fake viral on the web." And then the niggas be, "Oh, watch this," and it's some crazy bullshit. And
But again, it's like it's so easy. You don't have to use the internet. Again, you can use social media. You know how many videos we see that we share with each other or what's out there.
Mhm.
So if we can have access to that, our children have access to that. You know how much
Mhm.
we have people going live doing stupid shit, and we don't care at that moment who's watching it. But kids are watching it,
It's fucked up, man. I mean, it is what we
so we're
did.
all to
We
blame.
did a lot of this shit though, bro.
Porn.
But
The
it's
porn
like I feel
sites are
like a
being
lot
more
of
mature and trying to go ahead, even though they lose viewers, people to watch their videos. They're at least trying to go ahead and protect
the kids. I feel like we
children.
did a lot of stuff that we shouldn't have did because we did a lot of that shit. Like as far as like just getting on them sites, and like I said, Black Panic was
And there's
playing.
nothing wrong to watch porn. Everybody watches porn, so
And
why?
not a we was porn wasn't a big thing. We was kids when we used to sneak on when we were at school, sneaking on to do certain stuff. It wasn't like too much. It was a couple, like I said, people got caught with that, but like it wasn't too much where we would be sneaking off to do it on their stuff. So
Yeah.
the most you would be finding is maybe it's people doing stuff with other people online. You know what I'm saying? Some of the young kids had, of course, those Facebook sites like were tagged was one of that was popular. It was like a lot of real popular
And
sites.
that's another thing too, right there. They have so many dating apps. Kids will probably get in there too as well. And
That was back then. Now it's all of it. It's just every
right.
so you got everything mixed in there. So they all got Facebooks, they all got Snapchats, they all you know what I'm saying? They all have all these different. That's why I'm like, why would a kid? How does a kid have a Telegram? That was really my thing. I'm like, so the kid get on Instagram and he knows how to get on Telegram and make an account
Yeah.
and do all that at like 13. Why does he need to even? Why does I don't even understand? It's crazy to me. Like that means that's what was crazy to me. Like I said, like so you're getting on here and you're literally looking for a kid. What? Like I don't even understand it. That's how you know it's niggas are sick. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That's how you know niggas sick. It's like I don't
And
how
that's
people
the thing there too,
sick.
right? Because it's not just thinking about our children, but then thinking about those people that have bad intention,
No point.
and it's gonna go ahead and mentally, you know, they're trying to mentally kind of like protect them in a way where, they're not to be blamed because they watch porn. Now they're gonna go ahead and,
Hmm.
you know, find a minor, or just finding someone where they're gonna go ahead and force themselves on them, or anything
Yeah,
like that. There's so many other negative things that can happen because they watch porn or any other videos that have violence or anything like that.
that's a fact. I see this shit easily um, changing. You know what I mean? Maybe even more drastically. Like now that I see what's happening now in the next at least 2-3 years. You know what I'm saying? Like it's probably some other shit that's gonna happen. Which, like I said, dude, I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, and I don't have a problem with anybody living any type of, what I'm saying, lifestyle or whatever niggas do or don't do. It's just, we have to stop blaming each other for certain shit and not look at like the issue for real. And it's not just because this nigga doing this or that person's doing that or this person's doing that. Everybody respectively has their own place doing whatever the fuck they doing. Whatever it is that they doing. Everybody don't have to like everything that everybody do. You know what I'm saying? But like at the
Yeah,
same time, it's not always their fault that it's not their problem to raise the kids. It's like y'all. It's our responsibility to raise our kids and say, don't do this, don't do this, or whatever. And that's just the problem I have with the thing. Like, so it's not to say about any specific culture or demographic of niggas that do whatever or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know what I'm saying? It's
it's
probably
just a lot, I mean, maybe this laws will be a good thing, maybe it'll be a bad thing. We don't know. Again, it was something where these porn sites took it upon themselves to actually risk it and do this because, again, they were trying to do it for safety concerns. So if it's like that, then it's fine. But then again, people are going to complain because now they had to go ahead and identify themselves somehow to sites
Mhm.
that, they were always like, they don't have to give their information because they don't want people to know that they're on these sites or anything like that.
Right. Yeah, some of them do, and they do have to take that hit. I don't think it's gonna change too much, like worldwide. I mean, like on a bigger scale, it's probably gonna be something that they have to consider on how to make it better for sure. But like, they gonna survive. They gonna all be cool. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna make sure they're straight. I mean, it's whatever. You know. You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
and that's the thing. I mean, they just have to make it where people won't feel uncomfortable in giving out their information so to verify themselves.
Right.
Again, right now there's a lot of states that still go ahead and watch porn. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Even those states that they have it banned, I'm sure they found ways around it where they could go ahead and watch it. Um, because not all porn sites have done that.
Mm-hmm. That's a
So,
big step. Yeah, that's it's all a big step. That's why I
and
was
then if
like,
not, at the end of the
it's
day,
all a
there's
big.
OnlyFans, and then there's social
Oh
media.
yeah, I forgot about that too. I forgot about
Right.
OnlyFans. Even
OnlyFans. And
that, I mean,
then
like,
Chatterbait, they have all those sites where, you
you just
know,
click on it and it's just, people advertising their channels or whatever, or yeah, all that shit's up there. And I be forgetting about that. You know what I'm saying? And the young niggas, they all know about that stuff. They all know about that type of shit. So it's it's up for the parents to be like, hey, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, make sure we keep that. And they will have different, I'm sure, measures to keep kids from it now. So whatever they do, I'm sure it's gonna be, you know, harder to verify people without, or I mean, it's gonna be harder for kids. You know what I'm saying? To not be
yeah.
verified, before they use a site or something. And that'd be cool. You know what I'm saying? Because or just any person per se, they can't get on the site without verifying who they are or something. You know what I'm saying? So if it's for the, you know what I'm saying, if it's to keep monitor, what I'm saying, young niggas from doing stuff they shouldn't do, I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? Um, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and that's what we're going to see. We're going to see how this laws take effect. Again, it's like, they have 8 states that approved it and 10 that are trying to talk about it. And that means, if it's going like that, it's going to go through the whole United States. At least, again, it's like in some states they might not. Like here in Vegas, like why would they ban something like that? Why would
Mm.
they try to go ahead and let it where you ban porn sites? Might as well ban prostitution.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, I mean that exactly. I don't know. Yeah, you got a good, you got a good argument with that. I would say, for the most part, just let it be. You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, it's simple. As far as like wanting to, like I said, somewhat be okay. We're going to still monitor or keep track of how things are happening here, even
Yeah.
though it's a known reputation for what happens here. You know what I mean? So we're gonna try to still monitor and keep things in check about whatever happens here. So I can kind of see how, like I said, it's important to do certain shit, like again for certain reasons, like keeping the youth in check, or you know what I mean, or some shit like that. But um, like you said, it's other ways to do it than the porn. Because I mean, like you said, it's a bunch of women that's just, probably not being, what I mean, in the right place or space. You know what I'm saying, to be doing it. What they doing. You know what I'm saying, and they could be trying to help them. Some of them probably ain't in a good space. You know what I'm saying. Some women probably are better off than them, and it's some people who
And again,
probably,
it's like it's something
it's people that could be helped, and they,
right. You don't
so
know how
maybe,
not everybody's gonna act the same. Mentally, it could affect some people in a negative way.
I mean, probably people getting money. That's probably the people's gonna be affected. But that's why I'm like, it's people who really do like try to help people, especially like when the prostitution um, has become like, you know notorious in certain areas and stuff. They literally send out certain people that specialize in, like, what I'm saying, the areas and stuff, so they know how to communicate with people. They know what's going on, to understand how to help people, how to do
Yeah.
stuff with people. And it's not always police. It's sometimes people with other organizations that want to help some of the girls and shit. And then sometimes it be other people that just, you know what I'm saying, communicate or connect with people in their lifestyle. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So it's like it's things that they definitely could be doing with the youth that are affected by those, you know what I'm saying, situations, because that area is big prominent. I mean, it's a prominent, you know what I'm saying, thing for that. So I definitely get what you're talking about. You was like, you mentioned the prostitution, you know what I'm saying? I get what you're saying. But like maybe the porn is maybe their way of trying to do um anything, everything else they can. You know, they probably feel like they've already did everything they can for that. So in the meantime, they're gonna do, all right, now the porn. Now they might do some other shit. They might raise the drinking limit again or something. You know what I'm saying? Or do some. They just try to probably, monitor all the kids or monitor all the situations that's been happening.
It's just basically at the end of the day, our society is not ready for all that. I feel like in reality, we can teach our kids the right way at age appropriate levels. Um, the way it's being overexposed is not good, and just restricting some things is not the solution. So I feel like again, it's the parents' responsibility to teach their kids. If you know in reality that's what's going to happen, they could go ahead and have access. You might as well educate them in it, where maybe at a young age teach them, do that parental control. If you cannot do that, then don't give them any way where they can find that. As a parent, you should be able to go ahead and educate them if you want them to go ahead and do the right decision instead of doing it behind your back.
Yeah, I agree. That's been my whole
So
thing.
and
So
that's what it is at the end of the day. Um,
literally stuff.
again,
Yeah,
like what we're talking about, is parents cannot sue these companies because it's not their
that's
fault.
the stupidest thing in the world to me.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's the parents the one that has to control things at the household, and that's what it is.
And that's that. You can't do that. These niggas don't got nothing to do with that.
Well,
So
we had a really good topic tonight.
yeah, we got more too, you know what I'm saying, on
I
the
know
way.
we have some more for this year.
Yeah, we got more shit coming. Let niggas know if there's somebody that you are in tune with, you want to have on, you know what I'm saying, that you want to chop it up with on the show or see on the show, have us chop it up with them.
I mean, we're gonna go ahead and also have people guests to come in. We're gonna interview them as well. We're gonna have
Artists.
a night. As long as you guys come in and communicate, we could go ahead and bring you guys live and have group discussions. So you guys could go ahead and give your opinions. It's not just about me and Dr. Scorpio, but we want to hear about others' opinions.
That's a
And
fact.
you know, everybody has a different mindset. So everybody might
That's a fact.
be, supporting some things or against some things, but it's good to go ahead and bring that out there, make other people aware of what's really going on.
Big facts. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I agree. Let's go forward, man. And you know what I'm saying? This new year, man, it's a lot of stuff we're going to touch on next time we chop it up with y'all.
We're gonna always have some fun too,
Yeah, so, and then we're going to do that and we're going to have some more fun too. You know what I'm saying? I
We're
see you
always
take.
gonna have some fun.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But we're gonna do on the next one. We're gonna go ahead and do a product review because I want to go ahead and give a review about some toys.
All right, I'm going to let you do that then.
Hey, we gotta do that. We gotta go ahead
Do
and
your thing.
test them out, review them. Hey, but it's
Oh,
gonna go ahead
oh,
and inform some people.
damn. Well, there y'all go.
So with that being said, everybody have a good night, and we'll see you on the next